Hey everyone, I'm Brad Michael Isbrecht, and I want to share with you one of my favorite movies of all time that really resonates with me. It's the 19th film of the James Bond 007 collection. Now, the new movie coming out is going to be number 25. So, do we have any 007 fans out there that might know which movie number 19 was? It was GoldenEye. I first saw GoldenEye in the movie theater on the big screen on opening weekend. It was Friday night on November 17th, 1995. This was the first James Bond film I saw in the movie theater. I have all the Bond movies at home, whether they're on Blu-ray here. I got some on DVD. Back to when I used to watch them with my dad at home. They got them on VHS. They even go back all the way to these big old laser discs. Anyone else remember laser discs? No? Just me? Nah, I'm getting old. But to see GoldenEye on the big screen for the first time for a 14-year-old boy, it was just cool. Now, if you haven't seen GoldenEye, this is a spoiler alert, so plug your ears. But this movie was amazing. I'm telling you, amazing. From the moment it started until the moment it ended. I was mesmerized. I was transfixed. I was literally on the edge of my seat the whole movie. James Bond is the ultimate spy. He's the best of the best. His suave skills mesmerize audiences every time. And most importantly, he always wins. Now, with 24 Bond movies to choose from, GoldenEye is by far my favorite. I feel it has everything when you think of a Bond film. Now, there had been a 6-year gap from a Bond movie being released when GoldenEye was released. This was the first time Pierce Brosnan was playing James Bond, and the studios wanted it to be big. And it was big. I mean, James Bond started the movie off by bungee jumping off of a dam. And then he steals a dirt bike and drives it off a cliff and skydives into an uncontrolled airplane, all while not wearing a parachute, I might add, and then gets control of the plane and then just flies it off like it's nothing. I mean, who does that? So you see why I was mesmerized, and that was just the first 5 minutes of the movie. I love how James Bond drives the Aston Martin like the old James Bonds did in this when he's racing that red Ferrari in the beginning, or when he sees a bad guy through the reflection of a doorknob, or he orders his famous vodka martini. Okay, we gotta have some fans out there that know how James Bond takes his vodka martini. So anyone? Yep. Shaken, not stirred. It's little things like that they added to make the movie like the old Bond movies, but yeah, again, make it stand out as its own. There were helicopters, armored trains, satellites the size of football fields that could destroy the Earth from space. I mean, James Bond drove a tank through a wall and then through the streets of St. Petersburg like it was nothing, just a Sunday drive. How cool is that? Almost as cool as what happened after the movie was made. This movie was so great that Nintendo made a game after it called GoldenEye 007. Maybe you've heard of it, I think, if you play any games. While that's the official name of the game, it will always be known as Bon Bon by my brothers and friends and families. We all grew up playing that game. I mean, we came over, you walk in the house, and all you had to do was say Bon Bon, and we'd all go right to the Nintendo 60 floor to play GoldenEye 007. We played way too many hours playing that game. It was crazy, but fun. James Bond and GoldenEye inspire me in many ways, but I think they all come back to almost one thing. It's never giving up. James Bond's main talent is he perseveres. His primary skill is he keeps going. He endures, despite being wounded, despite being outnumbered and surrounded and outgunned. Now, of course, he's just a made-up character from the mind of author Ian Fleming. Now, while 6 characters have played the role of James Bond over soon-to-be 25 movies over 56 years, but to me, Pierce Brosnan will always be James Bond. Pierce Brosnan made me feel he was really James Bond in GoldenEye. He made me want to be James Bond. As hard as life gets sometimes, we all have to keep going, keep trying, no matter the outcome, and never give up, just like James Bond.